My name is Brett. I'm on the ANU Film Group Committee and I work with the embassies, and Croatia this is not the first film we've done with Croatia. In a few weeks' time we're going to work with Slovenia, which will be the 62nd different country that we've partnered with in this cinema, or in ANU Film Group, and we've done over 300 films in partnership with embassies. I make the bold claim that this is the best film society in the world. I'm very happy if anybody wants to argue against that. I'm easy to find, and you try and justify it, and I think I've got a good defence. It's a pleasure welcoming those of you who aren't ANU Film Group members here. This is a very special film. You are going to meet a number of people, including the ambassador for Croatia, including the two filmmakers. But first of all, let me introduce Jude, who is an elder, and she is going to do a welcome to country here for you.
I'd now like to welcome you to Ngunnawal country in the language of my ancestors, a language once thought dead. But my ancestors kept it alive despite not being allowed to speak it. So they just tucked it in, allowing it to sleep, waiting to wake it from its slumber when it needed to be awoken. Yangu nala manyin duni manyin. Ngunnawal wari, darua wari, darua nuna nurambanya. Marabiji mulangari jinyala, gulambani naragano wali yarabinyin. Nona yarabi yangu, yumalandi. Ngunnawal wari, darua wari. And this means, today we're all gathering together on Ngunnawal country, and this country is my ancestors' spiritual homeland. And we, all of us together, are keeping the spiritual homeland of my ancestors alive by walking together as one. You may now leave your footprints on this country. Welcome to Ngunnawal country.
Hello everyone. I'll just speak in my mother's tongue. Billy, Ani Abagani, Natanya Manukana, Ngunnawal Manukana, Ajul Gini Manu, Watanga, Ani Abagani, Warmu Manungara, Natanya Manungara, Manukana, Ani Janda. Good to be here on Ngunnawal country. That's their country, your country. I came from a long way from Tennant Creek, my mother's country, and good to be here standing on this land.
Good evening, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Betty Pavlich, the ambassador of the Republic of Croatia. Let me start by saying thank you to Jude and to Joseph. Thank you for the welcome to country. And let me pay my respects and acknowledge the Ngunnawal people on whose lands we meet, and your elders, past, present, and emerging. Excellencies, distinguished guests, members of the Croatian community, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us this evening for the screening of the film Countryman, or as we say in Croatian, Zemljak. The Embassy of the Republic of Croatia, in partnership with filmmakers Peter Pecotic and Joseph Williams, who you just heard from, and the ANU Film Group, with the support of, now I'm going to mispronounce this, Joseph, I'm sorry, but I have to sound it out, Julalikari Council, Aboriginal Corporation, and the Nyinkka Nyunyu Art and Culture Center of Tennant Creek. Did I do that okay? I have to learn Warramunga, I think. Are pleased to be screening this very special film during National Reconciliation Week 2023. The Republic of Croatia, through our Central State Office for Croatians Abroad, is pleased to have supported the production and promotion of this film that takes us on a 10,000 kilometer Australian road trip that explores identity, environment, reconciliation, friendship, and a connection to Croatia. I'm not going to tell you all about it because Peter is going to tell you a little bit more about the film. The production has also been screened across Croatia So not just in Zagreb, in the capital, thanks to the Australian Embassy in Zagreb, who screened it on Australia Day, but also in the small towns of the island of Korčula, where Peter's family comes from, and I'll let you talk to him about that. So thank you for joining us this evening. I hope you'll enjoy Countryman. And before we cut to the film, I would like to welcome Peter Petsutic, one of the filmmakers and storytellers, to tell us a little bit more about the film before it starts. And Peter, thank you for bringing this story and connecting it to Croatia and the Croatian community. And I think it's going to leave a lasting mark on our community, and it's definitely left a mark on our hearts as we've welcomed Joseph into our Croatian family. So thank you.
Thank you, Betty, Your Excellency. Thank you, Brett, of the ANU Film Group. And thank you, Jude, so much for your welcome to country. And I'm very happy to bring my footprints onto your beautiful lands. And I extend my respects also to your elders past, present and emerging, and to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people that are here today. And my respects go to all of you with all of your ancestral backgrounds and to all of your lands where all of you have come from. I extend those respects. I'm also going to speak a little bit in language, like Joseph, so maybe not as fluent. Dobro večer.
Dobro večer.
Hvala. Za vas koji razumite hrvatski, nadam se da ćete razumjeti moj hrvatski. Dobro došli na ovu posebnu projekciju našeg filma ovdje u glavnom gradu naše zemlje. Jako smo zahvaljeni i počašeni što ste došli i nadamo da ćete uživati u naših filmu. I'll say that now in Australian. How is going? Really glad you all came, and Joseph and I are very proud, very honoured that you came to watch our film, and we really hope that you enjoy it. Thank you so much for coming here to watch our film. We hope it strikes a chord. Gamada, hvala svima vama, and thank you.
Now, Joseph, I think your art is absolutely amazing. It's moving and original, and I recall you were the only artist at the Croatia House exhibition that sold all their art on the first day. How important to you is your art in expressing your identity and that of your country?
An uncle came up to me. He's the one who gave me stories about our country, my mother's country. He told me stories, and then not long before he passed, he told me that I got to do this certain design when I paint. I wasn't, like I just said, I wasn't even painting. But he read my future, I think, that old man. He said, when you paint, you do this. And I've been doing that. It's a story about two butterfly women collecting water. They were collecting water at a country called Mangajari. Anyway, I do abstract. I can do traditional work too, traditional styles. I like to do contemporary. But my storytelling comes from my upbringing, like I spoke about my grandmother and my grandfather and my uncle and old people I was with that I listened to when I was growing up.
The film is a terrific film. It deserved a large audience, and I think that people will take away lots of things. I think it was Peter, it might have been Joseph, talking about identity, and my favourite word is serendipity. And so I think that serendipity was happening in there between Peter and Joseph, but just the way things happened, and I think people are mixing. You have a look around here, there's a lot of chat going on. I don't know when people will leave here, but it was just a lovely evening. The embassy put on some drinks and some food. It was very hard to get people out of here into the cinema, but we got them in there, and it's just been a lovely, lovely evening and a lovely experience.
Hello, I'm Hrvoje Tkalčić. I'm a professor here at the Australian National University, and I'm a relatively recent generation here. So I'm been living here for 17 years. Yet the movie or the film was very emotional for me. Maybe not because I can identify necessarily with the first Croatians who came to the country, but through my children, who are actually the first generation in Australia.
I thought it was well composed. It was certainly a good movie to watch. It certainly resonated with the connection they talk about, as in us being Croatian born and living in Australia, and again with Yugi being Indigenous but to Croatian heritage. Yeah, it certainly resonated with me.
Hi, I'm Emma Bickley. I just watched the film. I'm of Croatian descent, and I have always seen parallels between our First Nations people and the Croatian people. I've always seen them here and there, and I really loved when Peter showed the two jars, one with soil and one with water. And I thought, wow, I've seen so many parallels, but I don't know that I ever really saw it articulated, that connection to country. And that really resonated with me. And as the movie evolved and as we got drawn into it, it was beautiful to watch Peter discovering and being welcomed to country by Joseph. But I also felt that we could be part of that and that we could learn something from that as well. So I really enjoyed the film and it really touched me.
Great film, very interesting, and really surprised me. Although I knew what I could expect, it still surprised me, which I think it's a good quality. Shows the quality of the film in the end. Thank you.
My name is Elias Monsha. I am the High Commissioner for Zambia here in Canberra, Australia. The film Countryman is quite impactful. I think it has impacted me a lot because it deals with identity. Even if it's Croatian and Indigenous identity here, it's identity nevertheless. And as an African myself, and being found in different places around the world, we do confront the issues of identity. Who are we? And I think the Countryman does, this movie Countryman does bring those questions and those issues and delves deeper into Joseph's own personal identity and also Peter's story that is connected to his parents, his ancestors, and he finds a connection between Australia, his country of birth, and Croatia, his country of ancestry.